This is the AAPL 1-month overview reading for the month of September 2023. It's currently July 6th, 2023, 5:18 p.m. Eastern Time. AAPL at the time of this reading in the extended hours is currently $191.87. That's USD. So the overall theme and behavior for the month, we have the completion of a rally crossed with sideways rotation along key support, and that ends with a fast sudden move higher. When we look at the 1 year, matter of fact, let's take a look real quick and see how we're doing for the 1 year. So we have a prominent high, or highest high here around the cusp of June, July. My sense is that we've come up on that. We've either hit that high or we're going to hit that high. When we look at the July reading, looks like the high is probably around the 21st. With a trough early in the month, and then we decline off of that high pretty notably. Completion of a rally there, interesting. And then we get the same card here in September. So when we look at the 1 year, we probably hit the same high that we have here in July. We probably hit the same high here in September is my sense, with the decline in August offering opportunity to open up a long position that you would then close when we hit the price level of the July high as the exit. That's what I'm seeing right now. So enjoy that trade, and don't forget about the rule of karma, my friends. We'll talk about the rule of karma at the end of the video. If you don't know what that is, guys, go check out the video on our channel. It's the one pinned to the channel if you subscribe. Super important. So behavior around the highest high, we have bullish price swings around the high, so we may see the high more than once. It's possible there's another high over here at the end of the month. It is possible because we have this sideways rotation that ends with a fast sudden move higher, which I think is this sun card. It correlates to the Knight of Discs as well. Behavior around the lowest low. This is an interesting. There's a cross-reading congruency here, so this is really a significant trough that'll stand out on a 1 year scale. When we look at the 1 year, the September low card is the Princess of Swords. The September low card here is the Princess of Swords as well. So cross-reading congruency, pretty powerful stuff, indicating a really important bottom or a trough, probably opportunity, significant opportunity here based on what we had just talked about with the 1 year chart. Let's take a look and see how we're doing for July thus far. So we have a trough here on the cusp of the 5th, 6th, and it looks like right here in the morning of the 6th we had this significant trough with a pretty notable move out of it. We should see more low tomorrow. It's not much to go on, but thus far it seems pretty solid. The 3rd was a decline increasing with momentum. Yeah, this is looking pretty solid, guys. And then we already looked at the 1 year. The 1 year looks pretty solid. So let's get into it. This is the shuffle file, by the way, for the AAPL September reading. It was created on July 4th, 2023 at 7:43 p.m. Eastern Time. That's this video here. So we come out of this rally at the end, out of the low at the end of August, rallying into September. And it looks like we have the completion of this rally here somewhere around the 3rd, most likely. We have multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance on the 1st, and a notable trade opportunity that I'll talk about in more detail in the paid version. The 4th is closed. On the 5th, we have a day trade opportunity or 2 swing trade opportunities there, but we decline off of a peak or crest or off of a gap up probably. After the gap up, we decline to and through support. We do we meet a second support, and then we rotate sideways along that support into an important trough that takes place on the 6th in the midst of some volatility and a sharp drop that stands out in that period of volatility. More kind of sideways price swinging going on the 7th, and trade opportunity there. Again, I'll talk about that in the paid version. Looks like there's a trade opportunity on the cusp of the 6th, 7th. And we likely gap up because this is a bearish card here, U-shaped dip on the 8th. So we probably gap up on the 8th, and there's a peak or crest or a rally that we were advised not to chase. This also has a correlation to the unicursal, which is a cross-reading congruency. We have the unicursal here on the September, in the early part of September near the high. So we've got unicursal energy here. My sense is that that's high. We also have a cross-reading congruency here for the Princess of Wands. Excuse me, not the Princess of Wands, the Power card. The Princess of Wands is a cross-reading congruency from the sneak preview card of August. So there's a lot going on here that indicates we have a high. We might see it twice. Here on the 8th, and then again probably on the 12th. Most likely, most probable on the 8th, but we might see it again on the 12th. I wouldn't count on that. And then we've got a trade opportunity at the end of the day. On the 11th, we have a prominent move higher, and then a full retracement and move, and 2 trade opportunities we'll talk about in the paid version. Unicursal energy in the midst of a rally here on the 12th. We have poke through resistance on a 1-day scale. We stay above it briefly, and we break back down, and then it looks like we probably decline pretty notably at the end of the day, or even into the 13th. On the 13th, prominent trough there around the cusp of the 12th, 13th. Probably a prominent peak there as well. And we do sideways rotation, attempting to establish support at that trough there on the 13th. On the 14th, we have a rally that increases with momentum moving forward in time. An important resistance level highlighted on the 15th, and then it looks like we gap down pretty notably on the 18th. There's probably a lot of gap down going on here because these aren't significantly bearish cards, but yet there's like a low in here and there's a lot of troughs. So we might see a low more than once, or we might see lower lows in here around the 18th, 19th. I think the low is most likely on the 19th. But there is some inkling of maybe being on the 21st. Possibly the 20th. So it's kind of around there, most likely on the 19th. Unexpected move higher out of a trough on the 18th. Sideways rotation on the 19th along key support. We rise to meet the nearest resistance and then fall back down and continue rotating sideways. A notable fake out or shakeout and a trade opportunity both on the 19th and the 20th. But a notable fake out or shakeout or some sort of sneaky chart behavior on the 20th. And then there's a fast sudden move higher, or notable move to the upside around the cusp of the 20th and the 21st. We probably decline early in the 21st into another trough, and then there's a fast sudden move higher at the end of the day on the 21st, marking the end of that decline. We bump up against resistance multiple times on the 20th, or it's resistance that we bumped up against multiple times. We failed to break through it and decline again into a prominent trough there on the 25th. Matter of fact, into a prominent trough there on the 22nd. Gap up on the 25th, and then we have a notable decline on the 25th into a trough again. It's probably kind of multiple times we see the same low throughout that week. Big move to the upside on the 26th. That's probably that fast sudden move higher, marking the end of the sideways rotation. It's followed by a peak or crest on the 27th towards the middle part of the day, where we decline with increasing momentum as we move forward into the 28th. Decline on the 28th offers opportunity to open up a long position. We gap up on the 29th and decline through multiple support levels on the 29th, possibly even into the early part of October. It looks like a gap down over the weekend into October. The sneak preview card for October is erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level, confirming a bullish, in the midst of that erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level, we revisit a crest that was recently a past opportunity. It's possible we see a high again. It's possible in September. There's a bit of a rally there into late September. Probably not the same high. Probably not the highest high anymore, because it looks like it looks like I had a difficult time determining where the lowest low was when I did the reading for 2023. But since that time, I've got substantially better. The 2023 reading was conducted on October 18th, 2022. So since that time, I've got notably better. And my sense is that for the year, there's a lowest low here at the end of the year. Or a very significant low, like a second lowest low or something here at the end of the year. And it's probably this. If you were going to take like a long-term short, which really isn't the greatest idea, but if you were looking for the downside on a long-term basis, you probably want to get in at this unicursal and ride it into a lowest low there in November. That's Apple for September 2023. We're going to get into the best trades that we see for the month in just a moment. If you got the paid version, if you don't have the paid version, guys, the way that you get the paid version, it's a really great way to support the channel. Go to our website, tarotfortraders.com, click on our services, SO Meta Posts. Scroll down to monthly subscriptions, click here to order. You can subscribe to any one of these tickers or crypto. We do them monthly. Or if you're interested in multiple, you can get the subscription for $250 that covers the paid version of all of them. And what you get in the paid version is very similar to what I was just talking about prior to telling you how to get the paid version. I was talking about a multi-day kind of trade, a multi-month kind of trade. I was looking at trades from different standpoint. Now I'm going to get into the best trades that I see for the month of September, and that's also obviously part of what you would see in the paid version. I'm going to save that part for the paid version. You got a little taste of that in this public version, so you have an idea. I'll see you guys on the next one, and as always, make sure to follow that rule of karma. It's super important. You do here on our resources tab where we actually donate 5% of the profits forward to one of these charities, 5% of the profits back to the channel. Thank you very much for your gracious donation back to the channel. And make sure to spend that 90% out of love. As long as you do that, my friends, follow those rules. You're stacking karma chips, and the universe is going to send it back to you tenfold through this channel. I'll see you guys on the next one.